You know that feeling where you're like putting in the work, showing up every single day, maybe even pulling extra hours, but it just feels like you're spinning your wheels.
Oh, absolutely. Like you're just sort of getting by, making a living maybe.
Exactly. And then you look around and you see other people, and maybe they're not even working harder, but they seem to be attracting, I don't know, huge success, these amazing opportunities, way more income.
And it's all happening in the same 24 hours that we all get, right? It's baffling sometimes.
It really is. It makes you wonder, is it just luck? Do they know the right people? Are your circumstances just better somehow?
Yeah, those questions definitely come up. It's easy to get frustrated when the effort doesn't seem to match the outcome you see elsewhere.
Right. And, well, for a lot of people, wrestling with that leads to this kind of, this big realization. It's a bit uncomfortable, maybe.
Which is?
That you're not really paid for your time. You're paid for the value you bring in that time.
Ah, yes. That shift, it changes everything, doesn't it, once that clicks?
Totally. Because understanding that, like really getting it, that's the key, isn't it? To unlocking how to increase your worth.
It absolutely is. It reframes your whole perspective on yourself, on your potential.
And you start to see that maybe, just maybe, your actual worth is limitless, regardless of where you are right now.
Precisely. And that's what we want to explore in this discussion, what that value is, and crucially, how you can start building it like right now, from the inside out.
Okay, so let's dig into that frustration first. That feeling of putting in time, but not seeing the results you want. It often makes us look outwards, right?
Yeah, that's the default, isn't it? We start thinking, oh, the company doesn't pay enough, or my boss just doesn't see my potential, or maybe, the economy's terrible.
It's definitely easier to point fingers. Feels better in the moment, maybe.
It can feel validating, sure. But here's the thing. The real game-changer insight. It's a bit blunt.
Lay it on us.
The truth is, it's not really the company that pays too little. That's just what the company currently pays you.
Oof. Okay, yeah, that lands.
It's meant to, because it forces that shift,
Yeah.
away from blaming and towards looking inward, asking those tough questions.
Like, okay, if this is what I'm getting, who am I? Like, as a product in the marketplace.
Exactly. What's my current value? Why is my time, my effort being bought at this specific price?
That feels intense. Almost like putting yourself down.
I get that it can feel that way, but it's really not about self-deprecation at all. It's the opposite, actually. It's about taking radical responsibility.
Radical responsibility, I like that.
Because think about it, if the issue is the value you're currently bringing, well, that's something you can actually change. You have control over that.
Right. Suddenly you're not a victim of circumstance anymore. You're in the driver's seat.
That's it. That's the first most powerful step towards real change, towards attracting what you want. You move from feeling powerless to being the creator.
Okay, so we accept that. No more blaming the boss or the economy. The focus has to be internal.
Yeah.
So what exactly is this value we need to build? Why focus there instead of just, working harder at the job?
Great question. Because here's the core principle. Real, lasting change, attracting more success, abundance, whatever it is, it doesn't start by just working harder in your job.
Okay.
Working hard in your job might help you keep the job, maybe make a decent living, but if you want to make a fortune, if you want to truly transform your results, you have to work hard on yourself.
Work hard on yourself. What does that look like, practically speaking?
Think of it like an intentional upgrade. You're upgrading your internal operating system, a personal evolution. Over the years, I've seen that personal value, what the world really rewards, it boils down to three main things.
All right, what's number one?
Number one is who you are, your character, your integrity. Are you responsible? Do you keep your word consistently? This builds trust. And trust is like gold. People pay a premium for trust.
Makes sense. Reliability, integrity, foundational stuff. What's number two?
Number two is what you can do. Your skills, your competence, your actual ability. Look, the world doesn't pay for dreams or good intentions, not in the long run. It pays for competence. Can you deliver?
So getting better at things, learning, practicing.
Absolutely. Think about it, right? You could try chopping down a tree with a hammer. That's just hard labor. Might take you forever.
Right,
Or you could get an axe, sharpen it, learn how to swing it properly. That's skillful labor. Trees down in, half an hour? Skills multiply your effort dramatically.
That's a great visual. Skills make your time way more valuable. Okay, and the third component?
The third is how you affect others, your impact, the energy you bring. Do people around you feel better, smarter, more capable after interacting with you? Does the vibe in the room lift when you walk in?
So it's about your influence, your contribution to others' growth or well-being.
Exactly. If you're helping others grow, if you're making things better for people, you're already incredibly valuable. The world needs change agents, not just task doers.
Character, competence, positive impact.
Well,
Okay, when you put it like that, it really drives home that value isn't fixed. It's something you actively build.
it really is. Like you were saying about products. Why is one coffee $5 and another down the street 500?
Yeah, the beans probably aren't that different.
Right. It's the whole package. The story, the brand, the experience, the perceived quality, all that shapes the perceived value. And the biggest mistake people make is thinking their personal value is like a fixed price tag on a generic item.
That feeling of, this is just me, this is what I'm worth, it's so common.
It is, and it's so limiting. Because it's just not true. Your value is absolutely not fixed. It can be changed, expanded, grown, and the starting point for all of that.
Let me guess. Mindset.
Bingo. Your mindset. It's your internal code, your
Yeah.
operating system. It determines how you think, how you act, what results you get. If you secretly believe your contribution isn't worth much, you'll act in ways that confirm that belief.
Subconsciously, maybe.
Often subconsciously, yeah. But if you cultivate the mindset of someone valuable, someone who brings real benefit, you start behaving differently. And that internal shift, people notice. It ripples out.
Like those two employees, right? Same job, but one just does the bare minimum. The other, they're looking for improvements, learning new things, helping out. It's obvious who's seen as more valuable when something comes up.
Exactly. It all circles back to that powerful idea. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. It starts inside. Becoming more valuable yourself is how you attract better things to you.
That distinction is huge, working on yourself, not just in your job. And hey, if this whole idea about value being built from within through character, competence, impact, if that's resonating with you listening right now, maybe take a second and hit that like button. It helps us know we're on the right track.
Yeah, please do. Okay, so we understand what value is, why it's the real lever. Now let's get practical. What are some actual concrete strategies you can use starting today to increase your value?
Yes, please. The how-to.
Remember, first off, that becoming valuable isn't about some innate talent. It's a decision, a choice to become the kind of person people seek out, respect, and, well, value.
A decision that needs action. So how do we act on it?
It's about undertaking some, let's call it internal reconstruction, or maybe internal upgrades, like updating your phone's OS, but for you.
Okay, internal upgrades. What's upgrade number 1?
Upgrade 1. Change your standards. This takes some real honesty. Ask yourself, am I really okay with my current results? Do I genuinely believe I deserve more? And crucially, are my daily actions, my environment, my habits, are they aligned with someone who expects more?
So it's about raising your own personal bar, not just wishing things were different.
Precisely. And a big part of that is looking at who and what you surround yourself with. Are you spending tons of time with people who drag you down, who complain constantly, who reinforce limiting beliefs?
Maybe time for a social circle audit.
Could be. Those influences, they seep in. They can lower your standards and your self-esteem without you even noticing. Same goes for what you consume. Endless, mindless TV, constant negativity. It devalues your time and focus.
Like a mental and environmental detox. Okay, makes sense. Upgrade number 2.
This one is maybe the most powerful. Upgrade 2. Change the language you use with yourself. Seriously. That internal chatter. It's not just noise, it's programming.
Programming, how so?
Your brain takes instructions from your internal dialogue. If you're constantly telling yourself, I can't, I'm not good enough, that's impossible for me, I'm just ordinary, guess what?
Share.
Your brain goes, okay, got it, and directs your behavior to make that true. You literally talk yourself into limitation.
Wow, okay. So we need to give it different instructions.
Exactly. Consciously replace those limiting phrases. Start telling yourself, I'm learning every day. I'm capable of figuring this out. I'm improving. I have great potential. Talk to yourself like you're someone you deeply respect, someone destined for success. Your brain will listen and start aligning your actions with that new identity.
The brain's always listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that clicks. Okay, upgrade number 3.
Upgrade 3. Change your behavior. This is where the inner work meets the outer world. You have to start acting like the person you want to become. Now. Even before you see the results.
Act as if.
Kind of, but it's deeper than just faking it. It's about embodying the identity in advance. Act successful, and success starts to follow. How you carry yourself, how you speak, listen, respond to challenges, it all signals your self-belief, your capability. People pick up on that.
So if you want that promotion, start showing up with the mindset and professionalism of someone already in that role.
You got it. And this connects right back to competence. Keep learning. Build those skills. Don't wait for the job title to learn what the role requires. The better opportunity is looking for a better you. Read books, take courses, expand your vocabulary, dedicate time to getting better.
And character being reliable, positive, honest, that's always running in the background.
Yeah.
Building that trust.
Non-negotiable. And totally within your control every day through your choices. Also, in today's world, adaptability. Huge value. Stay curious, learn new things, embrace change. That makes you resilient. Maybe specialize in something unique, or even better, combine different skills in a way nobody else does. That can make you indispensable.
Like tech skills plus deep industry knowledge. That combo is gold.
Exactly. And then you got to communicate that value. Learn to articulate what you bring, how you solve problems, how you help reach goals. That's a skill too.
And feedback.
Yeah.
Probably important, even if it stings sometimes.
Oh, essential. Even criticism. Constructive criticism lights up your blind spots. It shows you where to grow. Embrace it. Don't run from it. And underpinning all of this, your health. Physical, mental, emotional well-being, that's your foundation, your energy, your resilience. It all comes from there. You can't create value if you're running on empty.
Right. You need the energy to do all this internal work and take action.
And building your network. Focus on giving value first. Be helpful. Be a connector. Opportunities flow back to people who contribute.
It really is a whole person transformation. And this idea you mentioned, identity rewriting, sounds powerful.
It's central, really. Your actions flow from who you believe you are. If you see yourself as just getting by, you'll act that way. If you start seeing yourself, truly believing yourself to be a leader, a creator, someone of high value, your actions change, and the world starts responding to that new identity.
Like that Edwin Barnes story with Edison. He saw himself as a partner, acted like it, and eventually Edison did too.
Exactly. The world adjusts to your internal vision when you back it up with action. Which means you know who your biggest competitor often is?
Yep.
Your old self. The version of you that wants to stay comfortable, that resists change, that avoids the scary, uncomfortable zone where all the growth, all the new value, all the opportunity actually lives.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So how do we get an honest look at where we are now on this value journey?
Well, you could use something like a personal value scale, not a formal test, just 5 reflective questions to ask yourself honestly. Maybe rate yourself 1 to 10. Regularly.
I see them. Question 1.
1. How much have you genuinely grown as a person in the last, say, 90 days? Beyond just job skills. Wiser, more resilient, more self-aware.
Got it.
Question 2.
2. How different are you today compared to 6 months ago? Habits, speech patterns, how you see yourself, nothing's really changed.
Yeah.
That's data.
3. How much do you truly impact others positively? Do people seek you out for your insight or energy? Do they leave interactions with you feeling better or clearer?
Impact. 4th question.
4. How aligned are your daily actions with the person you aspire to be? Every choice, every day, it's a vote. Are you voting for the future you or the old you?
That's a powerful framing. Okay, number 5.
5. Just honestly, looking at your character, your skills, your impact, your mindset, how much are you really worth to the world right now? And if there's a gap between that and what you're receiving, see it as a signal. A signal it's time to become someone whose value is undeniable.
Wowzer. Yeah, those require some real thought. Probably not quick answers.
No, and that's okay. Sit with them. Be honest, but not harsh. See it like a diagnosis some way. You need the diagnosis before you can create the treatment plan for growth. Write down your thoughts, revisit them. It's a starting point for rewriting your script.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And hey, if these strategies and questions are sparking ideas for you, helping you see new ways to grow, definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future discussions like this. And maybe drop a comment below which of those 5 questions hit home the most for you. We'd love to hear.
Yeah, please do. So let's just bring this all home. The main message, the really empowering takeaway here is this. Your value, your worth. It is not fixed. It's not set in stone by your past or your job title. It is something you can actively, consciously choose to increase every single day.
Through that consistent effort, right?
Yeah.
And the compounding effect you mentioned.
Exactly. That compounding is magic. Getting just 1% better each day. It doesn't sound like much, but over a year, it's not just 365% better. It compounds. It makes you like 37 times better. Trust that process. Small steps done consistently lead to huge leaps over time.
37 times better. Wow.
It's incredible. So here's a direct challenge, a friendly challenge for everyone listening.
All right, let's hear it.
For the next 90 days. Just 90 days. Commit to 1, maybe 2 small daily practices focused purely on increasing your value. Pick an area: character, competence, impact. Maybe it's 30 minutes of focused reading or learning a skill. Maybe it's consciously practicing active listening. Maybe it's reaching out to add value to someone in your network each day. Whatever it is, commit to it for 90 days.
90 days.
Yeah.
It's long enough to build a real habit, make real progress. And hey, if you miss a day, it's not the end of the world, right?
Not at all. Just get back on track the next day. Consistency beats perfection every time. The point is the commitment to the journey.
So by doing this, by focusing on these internal upgrades, these daily actions,
You stop chasing success. You start becoming the kind of person success is naturally attracted to. Opportunities, money, respect, influence. They gravitate towards the person you become through this process. You're unlocking your true, limitless worth. You're mastering how to increase your worth from the inside out. You become, well, impossible to ignore.
that's powerful. So if you're ready, if you accept that 90-day challenge, hit subscribe right now. And maybe even make a public pact with yourselves. Did Emma comment below saying, I am increasing my value, or 90 days, let's go.
Love that. Because ultimately, the world asks questions, not just what did you do, but maybe more importantly, who did you become? Especially considering everything you faced, your future isn't just waiting to happen. You create it day by day by becoming more valuable.
Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation today.
Pleasure, as always.
And just remember this, what usually holds people back, it's rarely the lack of money or age or where they started. Mostly, it's the version of themselves they haven't yet found the courage to rewrite. Go start that rewrite today.